Hey guys, what's up? Because there's nothing happening on my end. It's been, like, what, 3 weeks since I've been on my channel? I'm so sorry, guys, but I've been in, like, a kind of like a reading slump, and because after my July high summer months, I kind of fell back because I started running out of books, and now I have a lot more books, and then I got in a mood for a book I didn't have, and I was just screwed. And then school started, and I've been really busy, but now I'm pre-filming some videos because I'm home alone, and I actually have no homework for once. Only third day of school, and we've already had homework. But without further ado, let's get into this week's video, or today's video, really. Okay, so I always like books that make me laugh. I don't know why, but I mean, I think it's a general happiness level thing. I like books that make me laugh because they're hilarious or there's just something funny and relatable. So I thought I'd pick out some of my favorite, like, really, like, funny books to recommend. And I got this idea off of Poland Banana Books, and she's hilarious. Suggest you check her out. So, without further ado, let's start. So I Hate My Selfie by Shane Dawson. Yes, it's another YouTuber book, but this one's actually really funny. Just a collection of essays about his life and his childhood, and he takes all these really traumatic, dark things, but he puts a spin on them to where they're funny, and it's hilarious, and when you want to laugh more than you want to be, like, upset about anything, and it's really funny. Like, it's got, like, a dark sense of humor, but it's also really funny. And this isn't exactly an appropriate book. Do not read this at school, because if a teacher takes it, it will not be pretty what they see. So, but it is a really funny book. It's a really good book to get you kind of, like, out of a slump, but I don't like touching it, and I don't like touching it because it's autographed, so yeah. But really funny. It's so funny. If you need something to put you in a good mood, grab this. It's so funny, and it's really short. It's like 230 pages, I think, like 228, something like that. Moving on to the next one, we have Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, or like any Rainbow Rowell book. They're always really, really funny, and this is one's funny particularly because it's really relatable, because I'm a fangirl. I've written fan fiction before. I've heard a lot of people talk about my fanfics and stuff, and so, like, I know where Cat comes from, or Kath, which is hilarious because my name's Katherine, so it's really funny, and it's really relatable, and it's just, that's why the humor is funny. That's why it's humorous, is because it's so relatable. So, if you need like a really cute contemporary kind of book that's really funny, pick this up. It's hilarious. And then we're moving on to the Scorch Trials by James Dashner, or just the whole Maze Runner series, is really funny, but it has really dark moments. But the funny things are normally said by my favorite character, Newt, which is basically because he says stuff like, "I don't care, you can call them bloody willows, but I just want them to." It's hilarious. It's really funny. He's a really great character, and there's just a lot of humor in this book because there's, like, it's just really funny. I don't know why, but they're funny. I find it funny with some of the stuff that they throw at each other, they say to each other, and how they figure out how to do things, and it's really, really good. Pick this up. And then we have the Infernal Devices series by Cassandra Clare, which is always so funny because you have Will Herondale, Jem Carstairs, and Tessa Gray, and there's a lot of humor in it because, of course, it's got a Herondale in it. So it's gonna be really funny because he's really sarcastic, and it's just a great book. But it's like a really dark book. It's not like really, really dark, but it just has like a dark kind of aura around it, you could say. It's just kind of, it has dark moments. It's a pretty light kind of read. Not exactly, though. I'm really bad at explaining this. But it's really funny because of the character Will. He's hilarious, and it's got a good romance in it, but that's not the whole plot. That's kind of like a subplot, but the main plot is really good. So, yeah, pick this up. It's hilarious. And if I say the Infernal Devices, we all know I'm going to say the This is how it is on my shelf. I had to reorganize them. The Mortal Instruments series, because you got Jace Herondale, who's the sassiest person you've ever met. And then you also have Clary, who's a sassy redhead, who's always has something to say. It's always funny when she talks. And you got Alec, who is like the slay queen, and I just hit myself in the face. And then you have Isabel, who's always funny, and then you have like the nerd humor, the nerd humor from Simon, and it's really funny. And you got Magnus, who is like, whew, he's so funny, he's so sassy. There's like every character in here has sass and sarcasm. It's beautiful. It's really funny. It's got kind of dark moments, and there's a whole bunch of twists and turns. So pick this up for a good fantasy read. Pick it up. It's amazing. I'd give it to you guys if I could. No, I wouldn't. I love those books too much. And then we're going to also go to another sassy character. Percy Jackson and the Olympians is a great series for being hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing over the fact that Percy would always get so close to death, and then he'd just be like, say something he'd say something sarcastic, he'd say something sassy, and it'd just be like, it's always funny. I hate reading these during school because I always laugh, and everyone looks at me, and I'm just kind of like, you don't read, you don't understand. So, but it's always really funny, and you got the character Annabeth, who uses logic, and it's funny logic, because she's always trying to tell Percy what to do. You know, it's super cute, and it's a really good series, because it's really lighthearted, and it's a really good middle grade series, but don't let that underestimate you. It's a really good, like, good thing for, like, if you like Greek mythology, Greek and Roman mythology, pick up those books, because in the series after that, it's really good. And then we're moving on to John Green books. Right here I have Looking for Alaska, which has, it's really humorous, but there's a lot, it's like a really kind of dark novel, because it's kind of like, it's really dark in the middle, because something happens here that you really don't want to have happen, and so it's like, it's really funny, but it's really dark, and it talks about sex a lot, and not a good book to read in school. Just a word of warning. Then you have An Abundance of Katherine's, which has a lot of humor, mainly based on math. It's a lot of math humor and cultural humor. You have to be like an upper level intelligent person to like understand some of the humor. It's so funny. Especially when, and this one actually doesn't cuss as much as most of his other books. It says fug with a G instead of a CK. So it's really funny. Pick it up. It's hilarious. And we have The Fault in Our Stars, which is the greatest quote ever by Hazel Grace Lancaster, which is, really? You've ruined it. You just ruined it, and you were doing really well, too. He's like, what? And she said, you had cancer, and now you risk getting it back? God, do you know what having crappy lungs is like? It sucks. And then we get into the whole deep metaphorical thing. And then we have Paper Towns, which I really want to get the original cover for, because then it looks like the rest of the books. But Paper Towns has a lot of really funny moments, especially between Ben and Q, because Ben is a really like dorky, nerdy character, and then you have Q, who's always really dorky, but he's kind of like the hero of the story, but there's really no hero, because it's a really good contemporary, and all of those get you out of reading slumps. These 4 books got me out of all of my reading slumps. This one hadn't read in a month. This one hadn't read in like 2 weeks. This one hadn't read in 6 months. And this one hadn't read in like a month. This was my June reading slump book. So, and then of course my number 1 books that made me laugh, hallelujah, is the Harry I dropped them all. So we're just gonna pick up the first one. that was funny in itself. But the Harry Potter books are always really funny because it's really sassy. The movies portrayed Harry to be not as sassy as he is because in this book, the sass coming from Harry in this book is literally hilarious. I like just destroyed all of my books. It's a good thing I didn't hold up my hardcovers. But it's so funny, and it's just really like all these books have a lot of humor, but they're also really dark. So if you're looking for something like that's kind of funny, kind of fanatical, and pick this up. It's amazing. Now I have to figure out how to put these back. Yep. So that is what I have for you today. So let's just see how many of these I can pick up without dropping them all over the place. So, okay. And we're gonna do that. And then this. Oh! Wow. I got it! These are all the books that are really funny. They make me laugh, but some of them are a little inappropriate, and this is getting really heavy. So we're just gonna put this in my lap. And they're all really funny, and they're really sassy, and they're really good, and some of them are more contemporary, and some of them are more fanatical, and they're all just so, they're all funny, and I'm about to drop them, so I'm going to finish up this video. And I love you guys so much. Tell me what books make you laugh in the comment section below, because I like having books that make me laugh, especially after I read like a really dark contemporary or really dark classic or just a really dark book in general. I like having something funny on hand. I usually always have a John Green book on hand. Sadly, though, I'm finished with all his books, and that's the wrong way. So, I love you guys so much.